Hello everyone and welcome to another limited and rare musical gems. You might remember in one of the previous musical gems we've done that I touched on the idea that I might be able to do a few others with the albums that I've got. Today we're going to be doing Killswitch Engage, which is bad timing because they've got another album coming out sometime this year, so this is going to be out of date pretty quickly. It's going to be a bit different this time in that I'm not just going to be showing off the albums, we will be talking lightly about what we like about the albums, what we dislike, and our favourite track on each. And when I say our, I have my girlfriend Nicole here who talks in this weird American accent, but she's not American, so don't worry about that. So say hello, Nicole.
Hello, Nicole.
So we don't have the famous whiteboard, I'm sorry about that. We're filming in America, so we're dealing with what we've got, which is one of our new mouse mats. Right, so first album is the debut self-titled. This is, so these are all going to be special editions. If you've seen any of the other videos, that's the way we do it. So this isn't the original version, this is the reissue with the 1999 demo. I'll just zoom in so you can see the track names. But also, they feature in a sort of re-recorded fashion on the album itself. So they're 4 bonus tracks, but unless you're a mega fan, you're not going to really want to hear the demo versions. They're incredibly raw. But then again, this album in itself is incredibly raw. You can see it says here, remixed and remastered version of their debut album. And a special low price. It says that. It wasn't a low price. So in terms of our favourite tracks on this album, my favourite is Irreversal, which a little fact on that song name is I thought I got the name wrong when I looked on Spotify when I was listening to these albums in preparation for this video, and they've got it spelled wrong on Spotify. It says something like Irreversal or something like that, and Nicole's gone with Temple from the Within. So I'll open it up, but there's nothing really special in this. It's got an extended art, I think, from the original, and the design is slightly more colourful than the original release, but other than that it's pretty basic. Okay, next up we have Alive or Just Breathing. So this is, I think, in America what they call Top Shelf Edition or something, but yeah, I don't know what they've called it on. I don't know what this edition's called, but I think it's to mark the 10th anniversary of the release. So you've got your basic disc, quite a chunky manual. No, it's not a manual, booklet, and it's got like pictures of gigs from back in the day, their old posters, lyrics, pictures of the members looking weird. And like, I don't know what this is. I think it's I don't know what that's supposed to be. I think it's like messages from members of the band about what they remember from the release of this album. It's a pretty cool book. You don't get it with the standard version of the album, obviously, because some of these pictures didn't exist back then. But on the back, we'll zoom because it's got quite a few bonus tracks. So there's your standard lineup of songs, all 12, and then the bonus tracks, which...
Oh, they have videos.
And videos too, yeah. So it looks like they've got some of the songs from the debut self-titled album. They've got a demo of Numbered Days, Fixation of Darkness demo, which was called something different, Just Barely Breathing demo, and then they've got Fixation on the Darkness sung by Howard Jones. So these 2 albums, the lead singer is Jesse Leach, and then the album that follows this, the singer is replaced by Howard Jones. And it also has studio outtakes, which I don't think I've listened to before. That's interesting. And then My Last Serenade, Fixation on the Darkness, and Life to Lifeless videos. And for the tracks for this one, in terms of what are the favourites, I've gone with Fixation on the Darkness, and Nicole has gone with My Last Serenade. Next album, I think this is when I was introduced to Killswitch Engage. I might have briefly heard their stuff previous to this, but this is when I really took notice, mostly because of the Resident Evil film and the song that came with that. Yep. This is a special double disc edition. Again, I'm pretty sure the American special edition is different because it has a blue flower with nails in it, which I always wanted and couldn't find. It actually looks a bit like that, but the rose is blue.
I have it, I just don't have it with me.
She likes to pretend she has it to upset me. So, as you can see on the front here, double disc with 6 previously unreleased bonus tracks, and then the videos for the End of Heartache and Rose of Sharon. This is when bands used to put their videos on their albums, and they don't really do that anymore. And then I don't know what Roadrunner Records 25 means. This might have been to celebrate Roadrunner's 25th anniversary. A bunch of albums came out on Roadrunner to celebrate that. On the back here, you've got the standard 12 songs again, and then the bonus tracks. There's the Resident Evil version of End of Heartache. They don't sound that much different to me, so I don't really know what the difference is. It might just be a single version. And then there's a bunch of live tracks and question marks, which I've never really understood. Like, are they going, is it live? I can't tell.
Is it Resident Evil?
Was it Resident Evil, or was it South Park the movie? Inside, not much different. This is the standard inlay, so this doesn't look any different to what you see in the standard edition. The only addition is it's got information about disc 2, and it has the bonus disc with the blue colouring, but it looks essentially the same as the standard disc. Favourite tracks on that, we both agreed that End of Heartache is just the best song on that album. But essentially, that album is a singles album. Every single song sounds like it could have been released as a single. There's not one song that kind of lets it down. And that is the same for this. So that album, as I said earlier, was released with Howard Jones on vocals, and that continues into the next album as Daylight Dies. 2-disc set featuring My Curse and Arms of Sorrow. 4 bonus tracks, including
Holy Diver,
Holy Diver, which is a Dio cover, the late Dio, and then it says here includes all 3 music videos plus behind-the-scenes footage. This is a completely different cover to the standard. The standard cover of the of the standard edition. You can see when you open it up on the manual. So it looks like this, although I think it's a bit more blue, isn't it?
I think it was that.
It was this, but I mean this colour doesn't look right. No?
I can't remember.
I don't know. Anyway, that's essentially what it looks like. And then you've got the special edition version of the standard disc here. I think all this art is different because the album covers look so different. Like, the art is not even similar. And then you've got the just says videos here, so I'm assuming that's a disc with just 3 videos on it and behind the scenes footage. Okay, on the back, we've got gravestones that feature the titles of the songs. So the original 11 songs, then bonus songs B1, Let the Bridges Burn in this, Just This Fire, and Holy Diver. Then the videos for My Curse, The Arms of Sorrow, and they did a video for Holy Diver, I didn't know that. And then I'm assuming that has the it's just the making of the first 2 tracks, not Holy Diver. Okay, and then for favourite tracks, I went with Daylight Dies just because that song starts off so brutally heavy. It is actually the first song on the album. And Nicole couldn't pick. She spent about an hour
I think that every track is amazing all in itself.
So she took the coward's way out and picked every single song.
Every single song is amazing.
Okay, next album, again, still Howard Jones. This is their self-titled. Again, the front cover is widely different to what it looks like on the standard edition. I don't know if they have a picture of that. No, they don't, but it's like, I think it's just a single, they leopards?
Maybe?
With like a snake on it or something? I don't know, but it looks really different. You can see here that I think those are the singles, Starting Over and Reckoning, plus 4 bonus tracks and behind the scenes DVD. So on the back, you've got your basic, 11 songs? Yeah, I think they're the basic ones. And then the bonus songs are In a Dead World, Rose of Sharon Live, My Curse Live, and Holy Diver Live. And then inside, your basic album. And then you've got the band here. This is Howard Jones. And I think the booklet is standard. Yeah, not much to see there. And then you've got the bonus DVD with just the leopard facing in a different direction.
They face each other, just like in the
They do. Look, they're nose smooching. In terms of my favourite albums, this one's pretty... It's just pretty tame. It's not very heavy. Doesn't seem very inspired. There's a couple of good tracks on it, but I would end up skipping a lot of these, I think. Favourite song, mine is The Return, and Nicole went with I Would Do Anything. Okay, next up, this is when Howard Jones departs from the band, indefinitely it seems. Bye-bye, Howard. Thank you for coming by.
Good to see him in concert.
So Jesse Leach, the original singer, gets over his drug addiction and returns to the band. And this is the album that they come out with. So this is called Disarm the Descent.
I love this artwork.
Yeah. Again, like they seem to do this a lot. Not a lot of bands do that where the special edition just looks really different to the original artwork. I don't think they have that in here. So this is what the original looks like.
Even that's amazing.
Yeah, I actually prefer this one to the special edition.
Oh, I like the special edition.
They're both really cool though. I think one of the band members actually does this artwork for the first time. In one of the documentaries I watched on one of these CDs, they have a different artist every time that does the art, so that the albums always look different. But I think Adam or somebody from the band did this artwork, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100%. The standard CD here and the DVD. So we have 12 standard tracks, and then you've got Bloodstains. I thought that said Love to the Machine then. Slave to the Machine, and then Numbered Days Live and My Curse Live. What's interesting about My Curse is we were listening to this in the car the other day and we can't work out whether this is a Howard Jones live track or a Jesse Leach live track. And if it is Jesse, it's interesting in that he's singing a Howard Jones song and Howard has a higher singing voice. So if it is him, he pretty much nails it, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
And for the favourite tracks on this one, in my opinion, this album, Jesse's finding his voice, and a lot of the tracks, you can see that he's struggling to hit certain notes.
I'm sure his drug addiction has something to do with that too.
Definitely, yeah. It talks about it in the documentary that he struggles to do what he used to be able to do. And also his confidence is shot to pieces. He hasn't sung in 10 years. He didn't do other bands. He basically just tried to get healthy again. So
your favourite song on this?
Is a bonus track. It's Bloodstains. I wasn't going to pick bonus tracks as favourite ones, but considering we're reviewing the special editions, we may as well include the bonus tracks in our favourites. And in this case, Bloodstains is my favourite, and Always is Nicole's favourite track on this album. Last but not least is Incarnate. This is a trend lately that special editions are starting to go thin again. So as I was saying, this was a problem in the Korn album, in the Korn video, that the special editions are just being really lame. We got a single CD and a really thin box.
And yet they charge you more.
They charge you the same amount as, well, they charge you like, I don't know, a $5 extra than what you would for the normal edition. But at least with this one, you get 3 bonus tracks, and expanded artwork, whatever that means. I reckon they could put an additional page in the manual and call it extended artwork because, that's Jesse in the front there. So they're calling it extended artwork. I'm assuming that's this. Oh, that's a lot better like that. There's not much you can sell as extended artwork, in my opinion. It's nice. Yeah. But I mean, if that's the limited edition artwork, then I'd hate to see how cruddy the standard edition artwork was.
If there was any.
If there is any, yeah, there might not be. Bye, Jesse. Ooh. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Jesse's good at peekaboo. He keeps a poker face. So, not much to see inside. There's the band there against a wall. That's interesting. Oh,
that's terrible font.
Yeah, it is really hard to read. But you might be able to see here that, strangely, like a vinyl record, they've split the album into 2 sides. So they've got side 1, which has 6 tracks, but the numbers on the right-hand side. And then side 2, which has the other 6 tracks. And then the bonus tracks, which I'm assuming stay on side 2. I don't know. I don't know why they need to do that on a CD, because there's no defined separation. You don't have to flip the disc. Yeah, there's nothing like that. So it's weird. I think it's more of a design choice than it is anything practical.
I would assume.
Then you've got the bonus tracks, which I can't read very well, but I'm thinking that's Reignite, Triumph Through Tragedy, and Loyalty. And this was produced and mixed by the guitarist Adam. I'm not even going to try and say his surname. And I think he does a lot of the production on a few of the other albums as well. And I think this artwork was done by the person who did Disarm the Descent, whoever that may be. I kind of want to find out so I can tell people, but I'd end up spending ages and I can't be bothered to even Google.
No.
And in terms of bonus, the favourite tracks, again, I've gone for a bonus track, which is Triumph Through Tragedy, just basically because Jessie tries something really different and goes for a death metal vocal, which he does really well, and he doesn't do that on any other track. Neither Howard or him go that heavy, and I really like that they try something different there. And Nicole's gone for Just Let Go, which I believe is one of the... Oh, no, it's not one of the singles, actually. It is an album track. Jesse finds his voice a lot better on this one. His vocals are a lot stronger, a lot stronger, and there's a lot more catchy tracks. His clean vocals are a lot... They flow a lot better, and it's just generally a massive improvement over the other album. So whatever they come out with this year, I'm assuming Jesse's still on vocals. I think that they'll probably nail the formula and get back to how they used to be. The one negative about this, I believe, is that Jesse and the rest of the band try to imitate what they did on Alive or Just Breathing. Yeah, and it doesn't really work because it's just too heavy. And they turned into a melody metal band almost and kept their metalcore roots, but turned more to melody and catchy choruses. And I think a lot of people liked that about Killswitch. At least I did.
I mean, that's pretty much all of Daylight Dies.
Yeah. And End of Heartache, actually.
Yeah.
So to try and go back to their roots, I don't know. I kind of feel like people didn't want them to go back to their roots. There was no real
I think those two
reason
CDs
to.
Are the most...
they're the most popular, and they've got the highest amount of like killer tracks on them. So that is Killswitch. As I say, another album is due to come out this year, so that won't be included in this video. And Incarnate came out in 2016. So we're already a couple of years behind. Unlike the Korn one, I did that the day the new album came out, and the Slipknot one was shortly after the Grey Chapter. So this might be a little bit out of date eventually. But that is all 7 Killswitch albums, including what they consider to be a demo, but what most fans consider to be their debut album. So yeah, if you like it, just have a good day. And if you didn't like it, go fuck yourself. Bye.
Bye.
Are you going to wave?